second-floor recording studio when three robbers confronted him and his friends.
They ordered him to the floor. He was shot numerous times.
He got another one. These up for grabs, though. Come get these. Yeah. And when you come get these, we can talk about the last one.
It was these fools from New York, this gang out there called 18. They said they wanted my group, but I think they kind of rubbed me out, really.
Doctor's affidavit showing entry wounds in the back of the skull and 2 exit wounds in the front of the skull. That was a clear murder attempt.
Tupac was shot 5 times in 1994 while entering a recording studio in New York in what was ruled as an attempted robbery. The incident had occurred the day before Tupac had received a verdict of a 4.5-year prison sentence in a case which may have been set up by an FBI asset. The shooting which took place had been connected to Tupac exposing this aspect on a live news broadcast which happened just a day before the shooting. The incident had major connections to both US intelligence and New York's criminal underworld. The shooting led into sparking what was labelled as the East Coast-West Coast War, which led to the 2 historic unsolved deaths of both Biggie and Tupac. In this video, we're going to take a look into the event and the ties into US intelligence along with New York's criminal underworld.
It was these fools from New York, this gang out there called 18. These fools was mad because I told them I wasn't with them no more.
The criminal underworld element involved in the incident stemmed from a gang in New York called the A-Team. The A-Team had formed in the 1980s in the Cypress Hills projects of Brooklyn. A prominent member of the gang was Walter King Tut Johnson. King Tut had grown up in the Cypress Hills projects in Brooklyn, who had signed to Puff Daddy's record label Bad Boy. King Tut, Haitian Jack, and a man called Jimmy Henchman then allegedly began to extort Puffy for money. Jimmy Henchman is an American entertainment record executive and convicted drug trafficker who is currently serving a life sentence for allegedly ordering the murder of a 50 Cent affiliate called Lodi Mac. Members of Jimmy Henchman's entertainment company, along with Henchman himself, have been revealed as to have been working as informants for the FBI.
Haitian music promoter Jacques Ignan, it was eventually found out that he had a miles-long rap sheet of charges up and down the East Coast, according to Tupac's New York trial lawyer Michael Warren, who got that rap sheet, and all the charges were dismissed, and Michael Warren said that's a sure sign of a police intelligence agent.
Jimmy Henchman ran an entertainment company called Caesar Entertainment, where he managed several artists, with some of these including Little Sean and Pras Michel. Pras was the lead rapper of the highly successful group The Fugees. NYDailyNews.com released paperwork which claimed that Jimmy Henchman had been working as a federal informant with the FBI, being since the back to have also been an FBI informant.
The East Coast drug dealers got them as extortion. I came and f***ed up everything.
John Potash, who wrote the FBI's War on Tupac, revealed how lawyer Michael Warren received Haitian Jack's arrest records, which showed a long list of charges brought against him, with all of the cases being dismissed. Warren claimed this was indicative of Haitian Jack being a confidential informant when many crimes are committed but no jail time is ever given.
If you get a guy that constantly getting in trouble and never gonna come to prison, that's because he's an informant, he's a rat, a snitch. Yeah.
It was also revealed how Haitian Jack would be given separate trials to his co-defendants, with his cases being dismissed while his co-defendants would be charged. Author Ori Spado, who Haitian Jack had lived with, revealed
found the 20-year-old victim at the Parker Meridian Hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
I look guilty.
Police say the 22-year-old rapper allegedly held down the 20-year-old victim at the Parker Meridian Hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
I look guilty.
Tupac met Haitian Jack between October and November of 1993 while he was in New York filming for the movie Above the Rim. Tupac began to base the character he was playing called Birdie off of Haitian Jack. Tupac and Biggie were friends during this time and would hang out together in New York, with Biggie warning Tupac about Haitian Jack. Mike Tyson, who was in prison at the time, during a phone call with Tupac, had also warned him about hanging around with Haitian Jack. Haitian Jack and Tupac began to go to nightclubs together, and Jack gave Tupac a Rolex, which had most likely have been stolen. Haitian Jack was trying to get Tupac to sign to Bad Boy Records, with Jimmy Henchman attempting to get him to sign with his entertainment company so he could then become his manager. Tupac refused their requests, but continued to hang out with Haitian Jack. Haitian Jack and Tupac went to the exclusive Manhattan nightclub called Nell's on November 14th, 1993, where Haitian Jack introduced Tupac to Ayanna Jackson. Tupac and the girl went back to his hotel room at the Manhattan Parker Meridian, where they had spent the night together. Tupac had given her the number to his pager and had told her to keep in touch with him. Ayanna Jackson had returned to his hotel room a few days later, where Tupac was with Haitian Jack and his road manager Charles Fuller, along with a fourth unidentified man who was connected to Haitian Jack. Tupac claims the worst mistake he made on the night was going to sleep and leaving the group together in the hotel room, as he claimed to have left them in the foyer area of the room while he slept in the ensuite.
I saw her again another time with these guys that introduced me to her. I was having a good time. Went to sleep, woke up. Next thing I know, I'm going to jail.
Is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah.
What?
I would not have closed my eyes until she was out of the room, until everybody was out of the room.
Ayanna Jackson had left the hotel and firstly called her lawyer to build a case against the men, which she then followed up with by calling the police.
She called her lawyer right after she left my hotel. Before she called the police, she called the civil suit.
Tupac and Haitian Jack, along with Charles Fuller, were arrested based on the claims made against them by Ayanna Jackson. The police had also found 2 illegal firearms in the hotel room, but neither of them had Tupac's fingerprints on them. The trial began in 1994, with Haitian Jack getting a separate trial. Haitian Jack's lawyer, Paul Brenner, had Jack's case severed from Tupac's, given Haitian Jack a separate trial from the case, where once again, charges had been lowered to probation, while the unidentified man who was connected to him was not even apprehended. Tupac was with actor Mickey Rourke in a nightclub in November of 1994, where he had told Rourke's friend, who was a New York Daily News reporter by the name of AJ Benza, that Mike Tyson had warned him about Haitian Jack, and Alpaca believed that Haitian Jack, along with Jimmy Henchman, had used the girl against him to set him up, which was then reported in the paper.
I dissed them in the Daily News. They put a hit out on me.
Tupac has spoken on both the intelligence aspect and the criminal aspect, with some believing the criminals had set him up to extort him after they were unable to get him to sign to Bad Boy, with Mike Tyson warning him, as Tyson had a similar case against him, being with a 4-year prison sentence, which had some of the same circle of people involved.
They know what goes on in this shit, man. Michael Tyson and all that shit. You know, they know what goes on.
The accuser also sued Tupac for $10 million, where a settlement was reached.
She can make millions if she do it right. If she gets some guys and they all plan it, and that's exactly what they did.
Others believe that US intelligence had set him up by using the confidential informants due to the influence and pull he had over society.
I called his New York trial lawyer, Michael Warren, and said, do you think that the FBI and police intelligence are targeting Tupac like they targeted his Black Panther parents? And he said yes, and no one's writing about it.
The day before Tupac caught the case through Haitian Jack, he had formed a meeting with gangs where he was organizing
Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. This your man, the King of Truth. King Truth is Allah. Coming to you on this, this born day, right? This born day of June. How y'all feel out there, right? You know, I know it's been a while, man. I've just been trying to make supreme knowledge, mathematics, and alphabet walk and talk for me, right? I've been trying to apply knowledge and build, right? You know, better my environment, you know what I'm saying, better myself, right? So, you know what I'm saying, I had to, you know, unplug, right? But, I still been peeping game, though, right? I've been, checking out everybody, see what's going on, and, I'm going gray, man. I don't like that. I ain't that old to be going gray. I'm gonna fix that, right? They say they got some soap you can wash your gray in or wash it out without dyeing it, right? I'm gonna get that soap when I get off. I'm gonna go on Amazon and get that soap, right? But man, I'm disappointed, man, in what I've been hearing. You see, it's like, I don't have no reason to lie, man, about nothing. See, I don't, if I do be lying, it don't change what I say. So, I have no reason to lie about Tupac or Biggie or Malcolm X, Uncle Mel. I don't have no reason to lie, right? I don't clout chase, to do what I do, to say the things that I say, to say the things that I say is, is creating an uphill battle for me. If I was in it for supreme popularity, right? If I was doing what I do for extreme fame, right? I would be, buying bots and buying views and buying likes and, doing more heavy marketing, right? But, my thing is, I'm just glad, grateful I could, that I created this platform and I could put things out, right? And they'll be out there. The truth will be out there, right? So, I ain't trying to pick a beef with nobody that got different views or opinions, but, it's like, man, that ain't real. People that still say Faggavelly is dead and this that, and the third, that ain't real. So, I'm gonna talk about a couple of things. I'm gonna talk about humble, right? Being humble. Now, Faggavelly got a line, right? Faggavelly, for those who don't know, is Tupac, also known as Tuwac Manure, right? And he got a line in a song. He say, he's crazy to be humble, right? He's crazy to be humble. And so you got people like Wallow and I think it was Moneybags talking about shit like they was saying that in their own way, right? That they're crazy to be humble, and they spreading that don't be humble movement, right? Well, I disagree, right? Faggavelly is a fool. That's a fool's mentality. He's crazy to be humble, right? Sometimes I think rappers like him just say things for that, he's uneducated. And, he think that is deep, like, to go against something he believes in, which is the Bible. The Bible says that we should be humble. We should be meek and modest and not boastful, right? Now, as a 5%er, how do I see that? I see, well, we all should be humble because we are all not perfect. Nothing is perfect. you know, someone that's been incarcerated has fallen publicly or has had things that have been revealed about them, and to act like that, you know, you know, we should be humble because we are not perfect, and we set ourselves up to be humbled, right? To be put down, to have our bubble burst, right? You know, so the opposite of humble is arrogant, ignorant, egotistical, self-absorbed, you know, things of that nature. And, you know, so if, you know, I think if a person is not humbled, they preach that they're not humble, and they carry themselves in, you know, such a manner that they don't understand the whole world around them. You know, that, you know, they are setting their they are setting themselves up to be humble. You know, there is nothing wrong with being grateful, quiet, respectful. You know, these things are what a humble person isn't. Quiet, respectful, and grateful. So, you know, so somebody like Faggavelly, who was convicted of a lesser degree of rape, which is sexual assault, was convicted, wrote that rap after he got out of jail. And for him to say he's, and you know, he's a 9th grade dropout. And I say these things with 100% accuracy, right? That he didn't graduate high school, none of that, right? And, you know, he was really convicted of a lesser degree of first-degree rape. So, you know, so some form of rape he was convicted of. And so he was really given another chance. And he get out and take it upon himself to want to gangbang. And, you know, if he was humble, you know, he wouldn't have took it upon himself to run up on anybody that he did not know and hit them, right? So, you know, not being humble can lead you down the wrong path. You know, that's, you know, and so, but, you know, there is nothing wrong with self-promotion. There is nothing wrong with celebrating. But, you know, man, we live in a world where, you know, hate is at an all-time high. Hate and jealousy. And, you know, you don't know what kind of power people will gather to see you humbled. So not to be humble is not to be cautious in your everyday life. And that and you know, that don't make no sense. You know, we all need to be careful and cautious with ourselves and other people. So, you know, that's the wrong mind frame, that, you know, you think somebody wanna, you know, you wrong to celebrate yourself, or, you know, be proud of yourself, or, you know, be an inspiration to others. But, you know, one must live in the real world, and not to be a humble person. You will be, you know, an asshole. You know, people won't want to be around you, you know, because, you know, humble people think they know it all when they don't. You know, people think that, you know, I'm big-headed. You know, and I've said this before. I'm not big-headed because you know, I still seek knowledge. I know I don't know everything or know enough to, you know, satisfy, you know, my desire and need for, you know, to be a you know, a well-rounded, intelligent man. You see, I don't. So, you know, I'm constantly seeking, inquiring, taking classes. So, yeah, man. So I think, you know, people need to, you know, get off that dude. Dick, you know, that dude would lead you down the path of destruction. You know, preaching not to be humble. You know, I think he the wrong dude to follow. If you want to get off into the arts, the music and rap and the movies, that's fine. But, you know, he shouldn't be your inspiration. That dude would lead you into a path of just down a path, a road, a street of destruction. And he will not give a fuck, right? To see you fall, to see you fail. See what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all check my Instagram, man. The Real KingTruth _7, or the Real KingTruth TV, or the Real KingTruth _7, or the Real KingTruth is _7. Something, I'm sorry, I don't even, but it's, you know, KingTruth is 7. Check it out. So now I'm gonna talk about humbly, right? I guess, you know. I'm gonna talk about what's the latest happening with Faggavelly, right? Faggavelly not dead. You know, he not dead. He in Stone Mountain, Georgia. I'm not a snitch. Snitching is when you tell on people you down with. You know, when you know, do some things and, you know, y'all in it together and you get caught and you tell, man, you know, y'all gonna have to get me somewhere to take a lie detector test. I'm not telling on this dude out of hate or jealousy. You know, I air the dude out because he still don't know what no mean, right? Who am I? I am KingTruth is Allah, right? Formerly, you know, Lou motherfucking Dog, L Dog the Don. And I've grown and developed and elevated into KingTruth is Allah will be on my driver license one day. That's who I am. You know what these, you know, how you know about these rap dudes. You know, I've been around, I've been in the street, you know, I put it down on the independent level in 93, 94 back in the day, and New York and Georgia with, you know, with my dude, you know, my friend since like 7 years old, Deep Six. You know, it was me and him rapping. That was my band, my, you know, my rap group, a duo, my brand. And, you know, and so I knew people in New York and Georgia, and, you know, we had merch, and we spread the wealth, and they was in the street, and, you know, we got a little buzz, but me and him fell out, right? He done something that will never be forgiven unless he hit the Powerball and make him come into a lot of money, pay me, and then understand, you know, where he went wrong. You see? So, you know, we ain't, you know, it ain't, and I've been, you know, they tell me I was like 5, you know, 5 when I met these dudes. I was like 5, 6. See what I'm saying? And, you know, they just treacherous, you know, haters. You see what I'm saying? So hate, you know, destroyed that movement. But, you know, but I keep it alive today. You know, I still make merch and everything. And, you know, I can only assume, right, that, you know, Faggavelly come across somebody I know, and then you know, he proceeded to try to get my attention. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen him a lot. Once before he died, and a whole lot after Vegas. He was, you know, he been in Detroit. You know, he been in, you know, I seen him, you know, following me around. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said before, I don't think he liked my reaction when I see him. I'm not surprised or shocked or impressed, you know, with him, you know, pulling up. I'm like, what, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and so, you know, he a pest. You know, he like to psychologically argue and fight and try to say he all right. Well, no, you're not all right about raping a woman, lying on Big, you know, running up on Baby Lane. You not right. And, you know, still dealing with him, you know, he cannot, you know, he refused to take responsibility for his role in him going to jail, getting charged with rape, running up on Baby Lane, getting shot, Big getting shot. You know, he refused to take some responsibility for himself today. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, dude, I mean, we in 2023 and you can't, you know, you won't take responsibility for, for your role in your demise. You know, it's always somebody's Suge fault, it's Baby Lane fault, it's Biggie fault, it's Haitian Jack fault. So I'm like, no, man, he snitched. You know, I'm gonna find a video and he's just running his mouth about New York drug dealers extorting him, and he fucked up everything and this, that, and the third. So he's a snitch because, you know, he was down with them dudes. I ain't down with Faggavelly. I don't want I'm not down with these dudes. I didn't bang down, man. I don't want nothing to do with them, man. But what's the thing? Okay, so the latest thing is EJ Clark Kent, right? And, you know, Reggie, I put it on my Instagram. Reggie Wright talking about some Tupac ain't lied. Tupac lied on Biggie, right? Biggie caught jealousy from both ways. Biggie caught jealousy from Tupac, and he caught jealousy from Pussy Combs. And so professionally and personally, those dudes was the two closest dudes to him, to Biggie. It's Pussy Combs and Faggavelly, and both of them was very jealous. Now you ask me, because they really petty dudes, right? Pussy Combs jealous because Biggie, you know, setting up another label deal for himself, right? And, you know, he was really leaving Pussy Combs. You know, Pussy Combs was robbing him. And so Big said, okay, I ain't gonna trip. I'm just gonna go somewhere else. And so Faggavelly was jealous because Big had a life. And, you know, he could get his own label deal, and Faggavelly could not get his own label. They would not give him a label deal today. And they have given Gay-Z a label deal, and Gay-Z a 5th grade dropout. Faggoty Cent got his own label deal. He's a 4th grade dropout. But they won't give him. Eminem got his own label deal, and, you know, he a high school dropout, but they won't give Faggavelly his own label deal. And, you know, he had groups. He had, you know, the Outlaws and Thug Life, and they would not give Tupac a label deal. See what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, you know, why Jimmy Iovine wouldn't give him a label deal? And, you know, they signed Shady was Eminem, so it was Shady, Interscope, Aftermath. It was Shady, Aftermath, Interscope, right? Aftermath of Dr. Dre. Faggoty Cent signed, it was Gay Unit, Shady, Aftermath, and Interscope, I think, in Gay Unit pocket. Right? But they wouldn't, and, you know, Gay-Z had Rock Nation, you know, he got Rock Nation, Rockefeller, he was a label owner, and they would not give Faggavelly and so I said, oh, Faggavelly, you know, he really dumb. He don't know the business like people say he do. If he did, you know, he wouldn't be searching for a deal today and would just, you know, release his own music independently. You know, he could talk, you know, he could defend himself. You know, if he is really free to go, then why don't he go? You know, why don't he say something? Ain't nobody trying to get him. He ain't dead. So I don't want to play that, you know, he dead game. I didn't see him. 2022, I didn't see him. You know, he called himself mad at me because I didn't diss his mama, and he want to pull up in Detroit. Pull up. And so when he did that, you know, I dissed his mom again. I don't want to play with Faggavelly. I don't want to play he did and you know, they still trying to convict Keefy D of murder. Keefy D ain't going to jail for the death of Faggavelly because he ain't dead. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, DJ Clark Kent, and people, you know, comment about DJ Clark Kent saying, you know, the lie Tupac. Well, Tupac blaming Biggie, and I'm gonna put an excerpt of it. Tupac blaming Biggie for him getting set up in the studio is the catalyst for the FOI shooting Biggie. The FOI shooting Biggie. Now, I'm going to stand on what I say. You know, man, Gene down, but You know, y'all got to go back to Gene early videos, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, and when he started talking. And, you know, he said it wasn't no Pooch Hall. I mean, it wasn't no Wardell Pooch. It was not a blood. It was FOI in a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie, peanut-shaped head, peanut butter complexion. And it's a picture of the back of the dude looking at Pussy Comb, Big, Stevie J, and Gene sitting at the table at the Peterson Museum. And witnesses say that's the same dude that shot Biggie. You know, he got in an aqua green Impala and shot Biggie when Gene and Pussy Comb Suburban ran the light. And Big stopped at the light, and the dude shot Biggie. Now, so you say, well, why they shoot Biggie when, you know, Biggie wasn't arguing with the FOI like Pussy Comb was? Why they? Because what? Biggie with Pussy Combs and they just settle for Biggie? Well, that's kind of lame. You know, it is, like I said before, this is my third time. It is lame for the Bloods to target Biggie for Faggavelly death when Pussy Combs is known to be associated with the Crips. When Faggavelly jumped on the Crip and the Crips retaliated, what Big got to do with that? See, that's kind of lame for the Bloods to go after Biggie when Big ain't had nothing to do with Faggavelly getting shot in Vegas. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, you rewind, Big ain't had nothing to do with Faggavelly faking and shooting in Quad. You know, ain't nobody getting shot twice in the back of the head, twice in the front of the head, getting up, going on the elevator, and walking around, talking about y'all did it. You see what I'm? That's fake. It's fake. And one way to prove it, go get him, put him on a lie detector. He in Stone Mountain, Georgia, man. You know, y'all can probably Google his mama name, Stone Mountain, find the address, and get him. I ain't got to allow no 9th grade flunky dropout, stupid ass, raping gay dude. So, Big ain't had nothing to do with it. He was not hit. Faggavelly trying to turn your attention from his rape trial to some made up drama like he got hit for that, right? You know, he trying to make it look like he got hit for raping this girl. And, you know, that ought to be enough. Right? And so I think that the FOI jumped in thinking, and they was tired of Bad Boy, they was tired of Pussy Comb, thinking he was a bad, tough dude. You know, Gene say at the Soul Train Awards that Biggie didn't go to in '97. That, you know, Pussy Comb got in an argument. And so you think, well, you know, you think a little better than think the FOI is better than that was water under the bridge, that was, you know, that's just them doing that's, you know, he a drunk dude. But they said no. And, you know, they tired of the dude. And so, you know, him arguing with the FOI followed them that night. And when the FOI showed up at the after party, which they don't normally go to functions like this, so they was there for that beef, like say that shit now. And Pussy Combs ain't had nothing to say to the FOI. You see what I'm saying? And so, Gene, if you got to add Gene, they knew some shit was going down, and they did not tell Big. You know, they got Big got shot. Gene Gene and Pussy Combs had to turn around, drive back, get Big to the hospital. I think they left the hospital while Big was in surgery. Pussy Combs and Gene ain't never seen Big alive again. They did not even wait till his mother explained to his mother what happened. They was gone. See what I'm saying? So, talking about, Pussy Combs, that's my Big ain't your friend. You would have waited at the hospital. You would have called more security with guns and been around the hospital. But, he left California that night, whatever, and ain't seen Big since. After some stuff he started. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, it's more people that was with Big in the car. And if they still, true to their word, gonna tell you, it was FOI. It was a security behind Big would tell you if they true to their word, still want to talk. They're gonna tell you it was the FOI. Now Gene say the FOI walked up to the Suburban while he was standing out. Gene had to pull his gun out right standing outside, and dude said, "All right," and he walked off. They ran the light. Dude pulled up and bang, 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 shot Big. You see what I'm saying? FOI done that. Now, and so why? If Big wasn't arguing with you. So now, we go to this, it's old video surfacing. Faggavelly with Khalid Abdul Muhammad and some FOI in the 90s when he's speaking to some people in the FOI there. So, and then there's FOI that's with the Tavis Smiley and his mother interview. So they got ties with the FOI, and they probably felt like Biggie done something to Faggavelly when it's all a lie. So the FOI owe Big more than an apology. For real. So ain't no pooch shot Big. Ain't no the FOI shot Big. So, man, I ain't playing that game, and y'all can go dig Pooch up and get him a lie detector test. For real. I want all this lying for entertainment. I ain't entertained. It ain't funny to me. So, yeah, man, that's all I'm saying. No, Reggie got it wrong. And every other podcaster out there don't know what y'all talking about for real. And the game to be sold, not told. And I tell it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No. Y'all wrong. And the game, y'all ain't never gonna be right in y'all head. Because y'all keep going in the circle, and it don't make sense because it's a lot of things missing that y'all failed, that y'all can't fathom, that you can't wrap your mind around because you didn't thought, y'all thought y'all knew Faggavelly, but y'all don't know him. He a gay piece of shit. Y'all don't know him. For real. Y'all don't. He in Stone Mountain, Georgia, living with his mother and his uncle. For real. And Interscope got his address. They ain't laying low. They ain't hard to find. And y'all can hear me right here on this YouTube. Y'all can, I think my email, my telephone number. Y'all can comment, DM me, whatever, on Instagram. You see what I'm saying? So, ain't no FBI shot Big or Faggavelly. Ain't no motherfucking FOI shot Big. You understand? And it's come to the light. Faggavelly took it upon himself to run up on somebody he don't even know. And he probably, if y'all think, well, he didn't do that, well, he made a call to to somebody that did. Just like the FOI. Called the FOI brother that would. You see what I'm saying? So, but it's weak when you can't, have a private meeting and share your findings while you shot big for the bloods of the FOI. Biggie would stand up and tell you, well, I ain't do no, that ain't how it go. This, that, and the third. And that's where he went wrong. Fucking with Pussy Combs, who didn't want him to say nothing. You see? So y'all wrong, man. Far as I know, FOI shot big, the bloods did not shoot big. And it's all because Faggavelly lying. And y'all believe something happened to him. But ain't nobody getting shot in the head and getting out of the hospital the next day to go to court. If anything, the lawyer should have asked for a postponement. What you call it? A postponement. He's supposed to postpone the trial until he is able to stand trial. See what I'm saying? He's supposed to but see, they would have sent an officer of the court over there to the hospital to verify if he was in the condition that he say he was in. He said, and so he didn't get wheelchaired to the court. It's a picture of him in that white short sleeve button down and them jeans on where they say this is his court. And he has no bandages, no scars, no nothing. Tell him to show and prove. He in Stone Mountain, Georgia. He's a fake, phony liar. His lies contributed to Big getting shot. Pussy Comb poking that FOI hornet nest contributed to Big getting shot. Them not warning Big contributed. Gene and Pussy Comb not warning Big that, the reason this dude looking at us because I didn't cuss him. Now warning Big contributed to Big getting shot. So, that's why I don't want to play with these dudes. Lame, they stupid. You understand? They stupid. That's stupid. So, that's it. I'm out. Peace.